What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods in another lovely, hot, extremely hot Tuesday afternoon for the news update. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate everyone being here, and hopefully we can talk about something entertaining and fun today. I don't want to see a lot of depressing news, like real news, and that's not fun. So let's try and make it fun today. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful afternoon like we are. We were able to take care of a whole bunch of stuff today here at the ModMyMods warehouse and get a whole bunch of things done. And I'm in a good spirit right now. Good aura. You know what I'm saying? Feeling it right now. So thanks again for everybody being here. Thanks Travis, Kevin, Doctor. Thanks for being here. And Jeff Voss, the Fox man himself. He's here as well. And thanks for being here. Everybody else, if I haven't mentioned you in the chat or you haven't said anything in the chat, I'm not going to mention you. So sorry. But maybe you say something and I say hello. Anyways, today we've got a little bit of fun news, a little bit of talk here and there about some things that I saw on the internet that were quite funny and quite hilarious. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. I don't exactly need to be eating my own beard while we're doing it, but I did find some fun stuff here on Newegg. Not this pre-built thing. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But this awesome XPX M.2 for just over $100 is not a bad little setup. Especially the read-write times aren't terrible. But again, the pricing is relatively good for that. XPG makes some pretty good stuff, and they have pretty good transfer rates as well. I also saw that they have this Trident Z RAM that's relatively cheap in comparison to other things. And then also one of the hottest cards on the market. I mean that physically, not, but I mean it both ways. Yeah. Anyways, this MSI RX 5700 XT, which is hot. Like, physically, seriously, this card gets really hot, so you might want a water cooler. And I might know a place you could get that. So we'll talk about that later. But that's not a terrible price for that RX card. Again, if you're looking for something that does a pretty good job of 2K resolution at 144 hertz and stuff like that, that definitely is a perfect card for you. So, also, I really like this little baby thumb drive. It's like a little sliver of a USB device. Again, 128 gigs for $20. USB 3 read write, or at least the speeds up to 300 megabits a second. Megabytes a second. Yeah, not bad, not terrible. So not too terrible. Yeah. I agree, Travis. I think it would get lost extremely quickly. I think that's why it's got that little hole in there, so you can jam something in the hole, like a zip tie or something. I don't know, like a piece of paracord or whatever. I don't know. A keychain. Yeah, key ring, whatever. So, but that's what I saw on Newegg. They've got some other things that are coming up for tomorrow as well. The 27-inch 2K frameless gigabyte monitor is also going to be for sale, which I know will sell out relatively quickly. So make sure that you keep an eye for that. Also, apparently they're having some sort of sale on the 3950X. Seems like pretty decent gig, so check it out tomorrow. And like I said, if you're looking for an M.2, that's definitely not a bad deal. Not a bad number either. And you get a $5 Newegg gift card. $5? $5 whole dollars? Thanks, Newegg. Yeah. All right, so moving on. I wanted to actually ask you guys, because I was perusing the lovely Twitterverse here, and I came across these Aver Media, which I get it, AVER, yeah, audio, video, media. I got it. Okay, cool. From Fremont, California, which means, well, it leads me to believe that they're from overseas. That's just my 2 cents. However, I have no idea. I honestly haven't really heard of them up until today, because I was just scrolling through and honestly looked at it, and Actually, this photo is what caught my eyes. First of all, I saw spinny discs, which was kind of funny. That's laughable now. But I was looking at how these two cards are stacked on top of each other, and that got me thinking. I was like, well, what is this? What could it be? So I was like, all right, well, let me go check the website, and then I also saw this thing. I'm like, what is that? It looks like there's buttons, and you like plug something in or whatever. So I went to their website. I was like, okay, all right. So they have, educational and business. And so I went to the educational business and then the gaming. So I went to the gaming. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm personally looking for a new microphone because this thing is just, it's got to go. We got to get it out of here. I mean, it's a great headset, but I need like a actual microphone. That'd probably be a good idea. So I was going through and there's a bunch of stuff here. I'm like, wow, they've got capture cards. They've got like little boxes wow, that looks oddly familiar, like an Elgato card. And they have all this other stuff. I'm like, all right, this looks pretty decent. All right, so let's go to the microphones. What you got here? You got this little baby stick mic. Okay. Well, actually, it's more like it's a boom mic. And then you got this thing, which looks like it sits on top of your desk here and just plops down there, and you can talk. And then, well, the image is broke for this, so I was like, wait, it's a USB microphone, and it's plug and play, and okay, let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Sound like a pro while live streaming microphone. Ah, I'm a pro. I want to sound like one. Sick. All right, let's do it. So I scrolled down, and the first image that I saw, I thought was a terrible image. Now, I'm not, the pro at advertising or anything like this, but he is not using that microphone other than to sip his coffee and write his music down. You'd probably be better off like displaying him singing into it or something like that. But nevertheless, okay, cool. It does easy setup. It's a not unidirectional microphone, which, those of you that have any sort of idea what omnidirectional and unidirectional microphones are and that type of stuff, well, that's pretty cool because that means that it's actually facing forward towards you and going to get the general range of it's about 135 degrees in an arc from its record point. So right, okay, cool. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, cool. I would not use it with a gaming console ever, but you could use it in this sort of fashion, in this little setup, and audio matters, and that looks photoshopped in, but whatever. So I'm like, okay, all right, where can I buy it? Okay, you can go to Amazon, you can check it out. So I wanted to see what the price is. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's see it. No, I already donate plenty to charity, don't you worry. So I'm like, all right, well, first of all, you didn't bring me to the microphone. You brought me to the main page, which is a big no-no. Like, I hate that. You say that I can buy it from here. Well, then let me buy it from here. But I can't buy it from here if you just dump me to the page. Okay, moving on. So I'm like, all right, well, now you can go to their website. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you don't bring me to the actual microphone, but you bring me to the... All right, fine. Shop by microphones. Okay, I just want the price. Okay, $109.99. That's not too bad. Not terrible. See? That's the photo they should have used right here. This guy singing in... Well, he looks like he's screaming into the microphone, but that's a better one. Just a little tidbit of advertising. That's all, Make it feasible for what you're using it for, But so apparently it does look like this is just like a regular plug and play USB microphone, which seems pretty legit. They also have the streamer microphone. Again, I don't really know a whole heck of a lot about it. They have obviously some sort of rapport because they wouldn't have gone through all of this trouble to, set up like this guy screaming into it. Set up a nice website like this and places to buy because apparently there are. I mean, you can get it at Best Buy and GameStop and AAA Wave and stuff like that. So okay, I'll have to check it out and take a look. Let me check the chat here because Travis has been messaging me here. It's a 4K capture card, PCIe. Okay, all right, cool. But I mean, does it do Does it do everything that the Elgato can? Let's go back. Let's go back. Hold on, I gotta go all the way up. Yeah, scroll up. There we go. Products, capture card. Okay, 4K. It does 4K 60p, just like anybody else does. It's probably got glowy RGB, just like everybody else. Okay. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Sorry I'm late to seeing it. Celtic, as always, thank you for being here. Mr. Ethan himself, thank you. I appreciate you joining. Your hat's on fire or something. Actually, that's funny that you saw that. My lady is really big into the essential oils and stuff like that, and actually just making the room smell really, really good. And is delicious. So I got this nice eucalyptus lemongrass smell that's going on here. So I promise the hat's not actually on fire. I would never burn my good friend Jonathan's hat ever. It's awesome. So not gonna do that. But it does look kind of cool, doesn't it? So Sarah, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. So what we're talking about here is this 4K capture card by Aver Media and Zach. Thank you. Which again I've never heard of. Apparently you can do all sorts of stuff, and it has some sort of app that it probably will crash just like the Elgato one does, so don't even bother using it. But I'm interested to see how well it actually performs. Max pass-through resolution. Well, all right, so let's talk about resolutions here for a second, guys. Is that 4K? Because it's not 4K. So don't call it 4K at 60 if it's not 4K. Because 4K is not that. It's 34 or something. But it's definitely not that. It's not 2160. But, okay, that's what it allows to come in. And it does all of these different refresh rates. Oh, that's kind of cool. It does 2K at 144. Yeah, 3K is 3840. That's what I thought. Thank you. 2160. Well, so I guess it is to 4K. Yeah, all right, fine. Whatever. I'm used to seeing the actual resolution number of 3840, not 2160. Like, why would you go by the second number and not the first number? It's like saying like 1440. Yeah, that's 2K, but why wouldn't you just call it 2160? That's the 2560. 2560, right? Oh, because that's the P. Gosh, you silly goose. I see. I'm learning things every day, and that's the P. Okay, all right, I get it. But again, it doesn't really always make sense to me. That's all. I don't know. But it does seem like it does relatively good or comparable to the Elgato. Now let's see what the price is, because again, I have no idea what the price is. $300. I think that's, well, it's $250 on sale right now, which I think is on par with the Elgato. And you know, that's not terrible. But they're sold out, at least on their website. So I don't know. I would be interested to see what they are actually capable of. You know, some of the cards claim a lot of different things, and again, what I was really looking at was their microphones. So I'd be interested to try those out. Travis was saying that the Azoli, I think that's how, Rosie, the Colonial, Kelowna, that's what it's called, is supposed to be a pretty decent microphone as well. But you know, again, I'm still kind of looking out for different options, different avenues. I honestly will probably go with Yeti, because those are well known and pretty decent. But again, if we get one and we can try it out and see what it looks like, that might be something to take into consideration. But again, I didn't know. I had no idea about these guys. I didn't know. Avermedia. Sound, it was new to me. So if you guys recommend it, I definitely. Wait, Rosie is made by Avermedia? Oh. Oh, see? Mr. Daly. coming to save the day, so we have some real hardcore information. See, he shares with me and I share with you, and then everybody learns. I like it. I like it. Thank you. I didn't know that. That's awesome to hear. So you're basically looking at a Rosie stuff, which is the same thing as Evermedia, or Evermedia is a Rosie. But regardless, looks pretty decent. I'd be interested to see what they have to offer. So I do kind of like the little mini box. We have one that's it's just a little cheap one that we bought for like I think 60 or 80 bucks, but I mean it's still not bad. Still not bad. So if you guys end up getting one of those, or you know of those products that are actually halfway decent, point them in my direction. I'd be happy to try it out and see what we got. And again, you know, the external stuff I'm always interested in. I was very surprised with the little USB Elgato thing. I thought that was pretty dope. So I'd be interested to see what this is and how it is in comparison. So we'll see. But I found that. I thought I would share with you guys and spread the wealth of knowledge and see what you thought. So moving on. I found. Sometimes I absolutely hate this page because you find something. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Because there's so much crap that gets posted in PCMR, but sometimes you find these like really, really good gems, like this one, like an HP that probably never got cleaned out ever, and you know the guy puking out of the car is pretty. It's pretty hilarious because I would agree that is awful. Don't ever, ever, ever let your computer ever get that way. That's so bad. So bad. Another fun thing that I did find was that cats on computers, or cats inside computers. Now that is a good way to retain the heat inside of your PC. Now obviously that's a Core, probably a P5. That's big and open and stuff like that, or a Core P3. But it is pretty dang cute. See the little kitty, you know, sitting on top, getting all nice and warm. So, you know, you find some gems. And then as you scroll down, you got all of these other people that are like, look at my kitty cat. I got all kitty cats. And then you got people that just hate. How about no? You know, like, I get it. I understand. But, you know, I don't know, cats and computers, right? Or cats and pets in general. Who cares? And then, yeah, yeah, I did, yeah, Dave was in a lot of those comments. And hey, Dave, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Thanks again. Another fun thing that I found is that MSI Afterburner. This is pretty funny. Oh no. Oh no, that's not what you want to have happen to your graphics card. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And a lot of people have speculation on what happened there. We'll just give it a quick replay. My thoughts is it's that AMD part that's up there, but it's probably not. It's probably just the power supply being all garbagey or whatever, you know. Typically, even if you flip the connector on the graphics card and jam it in there for some reason, I don't know why the hell you would ever do that. But even then, you're probably not going to catch it on fire like this. Typically, this is again caused by, yeah, what Travis is saying, garbage power supply. So, lots of people say that power supply, oh, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. No, it's a big deal. It's powering everything that you got in there. So, might want to invest in something that's quality, not quantity. You know, a Rosewell 1200 is probably not the best option. So, moving on. The other thing that I saw was our good friend Jason drilled a hole through his 9900K because, well, he killed it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he killed it. And that's what we do with our old hardware. We drill holes through them and put them and use them for keychains, or we use them for decoration. We have a whole wall that's just full of bunk hardware that has been mounted to the wall because, you know, it was good at one point in time and now no longer. So we've got blocks, we've got motherboards. I'm pretty sure there's an Aorus water force on the wall too that ended up getting fried at one point. Yeah, I would agree. Motherboards look awesome on the wall. So, you know, definitely hang on to your old hardware because it makes pretty good relics. You know, I mean, hell, look, I got some some old games here. You know, speaking of old games, Travis, you might be interested to see that. The World of Warcraft Burning Crusade, the original box that has the Velcro on it too and everything like that. Look at that. See, old school right there. Old school. So I keep all my old school stuff because, well, someday it might be nice to put it on display. I've got an Anthelon 64 on the wall. Hell yeah. I actually just pulled out my Celeron. I think it's a P2 or it's a P3 that it mounted sideways onto the motherboard. It stood off and had the cooler, and then you mounted the chip to that. I have that actually. We just mounted that onto the wall. So, speaking of Travis and mounting stuff to the wall, we sent him a lovely set of cables, which he posted so ever so nicely about. These are actually going towards one of his awesome builds here. He's putting together an awesome World of Warcraft charity build for the Alliance, obviously, because that's the power race. You know, you don't ever go Horde, right? Right, Travis? I know you're going to disagree with me, but that's too bad. I was always an Alliance player, and I always will be, and that's the way that it's just going to be. That's how I did it. That's how Dad did it, and, well, it's worked out pretty well so far. Alliance players will love this awesome build. I know that not everybody plays Alliance. A lot of people play Horde, but that's beside the point. Some really, really cool stuff that he's putting together. He actually had somebody contact him about 3D printing the shield that is for... I forgot what the heck it's called now. Travis, help me out. What's the name of the sword? Dave. I mean, for the horse. I mean, for the horde. Yeah, you know, I got it. I understand. Yeah, I get you. Yes, that is actually Darkside cable sleeving. It's Darkside Mods. Yeah, Lord Aaron, right? Lord Aaron shield. Oh, you're getting the other shield made instead. Okay, but regardless, he's putting together this crazy build for, again, it's a charity build, and he's putting everything together like this. He's got some really awesome stuff. These are actually just extension cables that we created for him. I custom made them myself and had the different, he actually purchased the extension cables, and then we repinned them to actually make it look like that. So... if that's something that you're looking for and you want to do with us, please just let us know. We'd be happy to help out. Send us an email to support@modmymods.com. We'll figure out the actual price for it. I think we were charging about $100 for, it was a graphics card, a power supply cable, or sorry, 24-pin, 8-pin, 8-pin EPS, and 8-pin graphics card, and then one extra if you needed it. So, but we can definitely help you out. Like I said, just send us an email and we can get you a custom set. Now, obviously, if that's for a dual color set, a two-tone, if you want something something a little bit more exotic like this set, it might cost you a couple dollars more, but again, it's going to be a reasonable price. It's not going to be anything crazy. And then also you have the cable combs that are from Darkside as well. So definitely give Travis another shout. He's a great guy and does some incredible stuff for the charity and does some awesome things. Last week we were talking, and actually the captain, Mr. Not Nancy, sent me an email, and he said, "Hey, you know, you were talking about getting rid of or trying to take off that AMD CPU getting stuck in the socket problem, which we hate it. You know, I don't know." I don't like to pull out, so you just keep it in there usually. So this apparently helps you keep it in. Anyways, the ability to mount this little thing on top of the socket there after the CPU has actually been mounted in, and then it doesn't actually really interfere with. Wait, this is a mechanism, because to be honest with you, I didn't really read all the way about it, but apparently there's a bracket that allows you to bolt on your standard cooler to it without screwing everything up, and it allows you to keep the chip in without pulling the chip out, you know. So this was actually sent to us again by our lovely customer and our avid viewer, Nancy, not Nancy, Captain, as I call him and as he's referred to. And I wanted to say thank you for that because, some AMD people definitely don't exactly enjoy reseating the CPU every other time. I get it. I totally understand because, again, you want to keep it in. You don't want to pull out. You want to keep it in. So, I get it. I get it. But that actually leads me to another question that was sent to me via Instagram. A good friend of ours, Dustin, asked, "Hey, what's the difference between these two different pumps?" And so that leads us into our next little segment, a little products 101 for today. We are talking about the D5 pumps, specifically these two different Aqua Computer pumps. We have the D5 PWM version, and we have the D5 pump core, right? Actually, let me check the chat real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. Travis is here. Shammy, thanks for being here. Dave, Mr. Fox needs a hug. Give him a hug, would you? Daily, Travis, yes. Power Color just hooked them up with the... Wow! Congratulations, Travis. Travis just got some awesome backing from Power Color for the rest of his charity builds that are going on. They actually donated a bunch of GPUs. And I also saw that Crucial, not too long ago, it was awesome. They donated all sorts of memory to you, too. So that is really, really cool. Congratulations there. Sebastian, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Slightly twist as you remove the cooler. Yeah, I mean, Dave, you're right. You could do that too. We were talking about it last time. Or you just use a hair dryer or a little bit of a heat gun and do the twist, as we say. But so today, yeah, my friend Dustin asked us, hey, so what's the difference between these two different pumps? They're both D5s. One pretty much is $5 more than the other one, and they look relatively the same. I thought a D5 pump is a D5 pump. Well, in theory, yes, they are. Okay, so basically what it is that the D5 pump core, even though it has a power, it has a Molex positive and negative. That's what the red and the black are. Red is positive, black is negative. And then it has a 3-pin yellow line that comes off, which is actually for your RPM line to run on it can be either on your Aquero or it can be on a fan controller that shows you, the RPM readout, or it can go straight to your motherboard, right? So the 3-pin just plugs right into a fan header, and it does not get controlled via that 3-pin single cable, the yellow cable that comes off of there. That actually is strictly for monitoring only. So the backside of the pump here actually has a red little dial. I'll just show you here. Red little dial, which this is turned. So pointed at 2 is actually 5, which I know sounds weird. Like with the notch actually to 2, which means it's at 5. If you were to turn the notch to 5, that actually points it to 2, and it would be running at a slower speed. So I know that's kind of weird and confusing, but that honestly is how every D5 pump has come out that has the manual little dial in the back there. So that is actually set at full blast. It's pointing to 5. And what it would do is obviously run at full blast, but again, the yellow line is going to only be for a signal to tell you what the RPM of the pump actually is. So when you're looking at these two different pumps, you got the D5 pump core, 41091, which is, again, just D5. You plug it in, and whatever you have that dial set to in the back is what it's going to run at, and that yellow line will tell you what it is running at. And then this one here actually is allowed to be controlled by the PWM signal that is on the green and blue line. So obviously you got your red and your black, which is your positive and your negative, which plugs in via Molex. And then you have a PWM connector that also plugs into your PWM header on your motherboard or fan controller or Aquero or whatever, and will allow you to actually monitor and change the speed of the pump via that connector. Do you like the Aqua Computer version of or the Alpha Cool pumps? So I will get to that in 2 seconds. Basically, the only difference between these two pumps is that one is manual and the other one is controlled via PWM. Certain D5 pumps will not run below a certain setting. I think it's like 15%. I think it's kind of based on per controller. So like if you're using the Aquaro, I'm pretty sure if you're using the Aquaro with the Aqua Computer D5 pump, you can actually run it at like 10% or like 15%. And it won't shut off. But running it at like 15 to 10% on the motherboard, it has its fluctuations. So it might not actually be running at what it says it is right then. But once you get past that threshold, I think it's like 15. I think is the correct number, 15%. Then it's running and operating, with the actual RPM readout that it's saying and the percentage that it's saying. So, um, which pumps do I like better between the D5 pumps when it comes to the Aqua Computer and the Alpha Cool? So to be perfectly honest with you, when it comes down to the core itself, and you're not really adjusting it and you're not changing it or anything like that, the Alpha Cool 655 has been tried and true for a long time. They're still based on the exact same architecture, regardless of which manufacturer that it is. I mean, you're talking about the difference between one label and the other. There's still a Lang style D5 pump. There really is almost no difference. The PWM from Aqua Computer, I guess, is what I would go for, but that's honestly just based upon preference, personal preference, really. I wouldn't exactly recommend this thing, the 755. I'm they have had issues with them, and I'm not exactly sure if they've overcome them yet. However, they work with clear fluid for the most part. But again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing is kind of my mentality. So like the VPP 655, I've had one of those that's been running for oh my god how long, and it still works. It still works great. And to be honest with you, I have trashed that thing. I have put ugly fluid in it. I put SFX crap in there. I've done it all, and still, you take it apart, you clean it all out, and you slap it back together, and it runs and works perfectly fine. But again, I've also used the Aqua Computer stuff. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm a huge fan of the D5, the Next from Aqua Computer. But again, that's based on personal preference and also knowing like that it connects with my little thingy over here, my little Aqua Computer Vision, and it also works with all of the other Aqua Computer stuff that I have. And you can do all sorts of cool stuff with that D5 and with the electronics that are in it, and do monitoring and have alarms go off and change the colors when it's red, it's too hot or whatever. But to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, the cores themselves, there really isn't a heck of a lot of difference. Again, I say both are pretty good. My personal preference is Aqua Computer, but that's just because I like Aqua Computer. You know, but again, there's still nothing wrong with the Alpha Cool. They make some really good stuff, and the 655 is tried and true. It definitely works. It works for a long time. It definitely has the longevity for it for sure. You know, um, again, doesn't really matter between the two though. The 655, I know we don't have any in stock right now. The 755 is just known to kind of break. To be honest with you, like I get what they were doing and where they were going, but unfortunately, there's a lot of things that aren't that sometimes can kill it. Whether it be, I mean, it says you're not really supposed to use pastel fluid with it because it's got a ceramic top and stuff like that, or a ceramic. What's the name of it? Ceramic shaft. I didn't think it was called the shaft though. I don't know. Whatever. The top that the impeller actually sits on and rotates on is actually made out of ceramic. So if and it's actually you can't take it apart either. So if you run it with pastel fluid, say bye bye to your pump. Done. It's over. Get it out. So again, just something that's relatively easy to go by and to look at is the PWM pump. Allows you to control it via the PWM cable. The pump core just has a little line that shows you the RPM readout, which again, not bad. It's a pretty good thing to have. And then if you want to go balls to the wall, you get the D5 next pump, which is definitely awesome. It comes with, it actually gets hooked up via USB cable. It's got a proprietary cable on the one end and then goes directly into your USB port on your motherboard. Or it can be controlled by the couple buttons on the front here. I'll just show you the photo here. So like I said, there's the actual proprietary end. It's just I think it's a JST connector to USB. And then it's got, the 3 buttons on the front. So if you don't have a spot for the USB and you don't have a place for the cable, all right, whatever, no big deal. You can just use the buttons on the front to actually program it. Same with again, with this little controller here, you can actually go through and do the different setup actually just by going through it here. Like I'm able to change the display, the sensors, what sensors actually being used and that type of thing. However, it is definitely worth your while if you can hook it up via the USB connector there, because when you use the AquaSuite software, it's incredible. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can actually do with the AquaSuite software is unbelievable. And if you're savvy in Python in any way, shape, or form, you can do even more with it. It has almost endless capabilities. So, but that's basically it for me today. That's pretty much all I had to talk about. We were talking about pumps, talking about random stuff we saw on the internet, and a couple other things, but that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you here. Otherwise, I will let you guys go so your guys' ears aren't bleeding very much longer. Because, again, I can talk for a long time. I guess that's one of the great things about being me, right? I don't know. I know Jeff and I have been talking back and forth about trying to get him on again because we're actually going to be doing an unboxing. It's just a matter of when his parts arrive. We'll actually do a live unboxing with him because he's got some pretty cool stuff that's coming out. I'm trying to get a new microphone for us so we can talk and you can hear me a little bit clearer, and we can work on that as well. And again, if you guys have any questions or any comments, concerns, complaints, send me a message, send me an email, whatever you'd like. I will definitely, take that into consideration. Do my best to see what I can do to implement it into our show. And again, if there's something that you want to see, let me know. I'd be happy to see what I can do to, accommodate you guys. Last but not least, Steam Summer Sale is still going on. So if you're trying to get get some games for cheap, definitely worth it. There's definitely some pretty good stuff out there. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. I actually am doing the story all the way through, and I'm just enjoying tons and tons of first player stuff. It's a lot of fun. I was actually very surprised. If you haven't played it, it's definitely worth it. The single player story by itself is hands down one of the best stories that I've actually enjoyed playing. Like you actually get into the characters, and like in Grand Theft Auto, you just run around. You can, I don't know, sock an old lady right in the face because she's just there. In this game, you have consequences for the things that you do, so you kind of almost feel bad about just robbing a train or doing anything like that. So, do I need to buy Red Dead Redemption? Yeah, I think you should. I think it's worth it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is awesome. Let's see. Hey Kevin, any chance you can point me in the direction to repin a Thermaltake fan to run without the controller? Oof. That is tough. I can probably get you the right pin out. However, I'm guessing you're trying to not use the controller and just have it have the fan spin, because if you're trying to do the fan spin and the RGB, and we have only one 140 mil fan, and it happens to be a Thermaltake, which I don't have a controller for. Okay. Penguin, yes, as long as it's not a porn link and I don't have to ban you, sure, I will allow the link. That is fine. The Thermaltake controller, I might have an option for you in the next day or so. I was supposed to get a bunch of controllers direct from Thermaltake um, because I actually blew. There's two sets of controllers that are on the back of my computer here that I fried. I'm not really sure how I fried them. I think just over time they end up going bad. However, um, I think that it's definitely uh, something that we can do. Again, if you're trying to run it without the RGB, yeah, it should be fine. But even with it, even if you separate them, you're still gonna need obviously your PWM to get plugged in somewhere. But if you want the LEDs to even go on, you still need to provide them with 5-volt power, I'm pretty sure. But again, I'm pretty sure I have an extra Thermaltake controller that's on the way. So as long as I don't need the extra one that's in here, we should be good to go, and I can probably just send you one. And then, as you see, you got Travis and Shammy who also have some. So maybe what we can do is we can definitely we can get you a controller, Mr. Daly. That should be no problem. That's no problem. So you're working on a project with the Monster Labo, huh? Cool, cool. Should send me some photos. I'd love to share it. Could probably share it on the stream even. Who knows? Who knows? I do. Oh, okay. So this is actually our buddy Dustin here, and I'll show you this one more thing just before we go here. He actually did this awesome cable work on the Yule Beast, and damn, yeah, damn son, that's absolutely right. That's really well done, and I like. Is that like a custom cable comb too that you got on here too? Because that's pretty dope. I don't think I've ever. I mean, obviously you got to make your bends like super tight, and those got to be custom cables, I would imagine, or custom sleeved, obviously. I would imagine they're custom cables though, because of that little joiner that you got down there. Because that's what most of the custom cable sets have in them, which I can't stand. I wish they would get rid of the Ys, but dude, these are really awesome, really cool. Um, that's a really awesome bend too. I love the curved bend. We actually, funny enough, let's go to the mods page here. I can go to it and I'll show you, because that is one thing that I absolutely love is doing the cable swoops. We call it the rainbow effect. Where is it? Next one. Next one. Hold on. Next one. No, I didn't mean to click the clearance. God, just work for me. Damn website sometimes. It's number 5. There it is. And there it is. Yeah, see, we love doing those swoops. We absolutely love it. So I definitely really enjoy that photo too. Very well done. Again, making the cables do the bends and the arcs and stuff like that is just freaking cool. And we again obviously love to do it ourselves. That was actually the rainbow bend from the Magic build we put together. That's from inside my computer, and that's definitely from the Corsair Wolfenstein build that we put together as well. So definitely very cool stuff. Awesome stuff there. And thank you for sharing that link. I appreciate it. I'm glad I could share it with our followers here and the viewers today. Jeff says that let's see about I will get Daily. I'll get back to you about the controller. That should be no problem. People really love that cable set, obviously. And then let's see. Yeah, abolish doubles, dude. You are preaching to the choir, man. I had a LEPA 1600 that I end up doing all. I helped actually. I ended up doing a lot of it. My friend Will helped me sleeve everything, and we did all of the cable runs, and we found so many different doubles that what we ended up doing is just a little jumpers from the proprietary ends of the cables, and basically just got rid of all of them because it's freaking annoying. There's no reason. I understand that everybody's trying to make it cheap and easy and stuff like that, but Shammy, thanks for joining us today, man. We really appreciate it. By the way, a package went out for you today, just so you know. So look for it. It should be there in a couple days. Um, but yeah, we speaking of cables that are like that, Cooler Master, when we were at CES, actually did did impress me. They made a new series of power supply that is actually the right pin out. So like if you take a 6-pin that had or an 8-pin, right? So you got your 4 positives that are either on the top or on the bottom. I'm pretty sure it's the top. 4 positives are on the top and the 4 blacks are on the negative, or on the bottom of it. When you do that, actually coming out of the power supply too, that was like the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. Like that was mind blowing. And that was the same with the 24 pin too. So like came out of the power supply and it was straight. Like the cables were 100% straight along the whole thing, and they were pinned out right, and they weren't crossing over and stuff like that. So definitely something to take into consideration when you're looking at new power supplies and if you're going to do custom cables and stuff like that. Cooler Master did do a couple changes, and I will actually I should reach out to them and see if we can get a power supply from them, because I would love to make cables that just work. I mean, that's probably the most annoying thing. Kevin is saying, I do all my own cables and client cables and my cables for my projects, and ugh, my fingers. Yeah, I know. I still got burns on the right here, right there, man. You know it. I know it. It's just the just even rubbing my fingers together like that hurts. But yeah, 1-to-1 pinouts was exactly what they had on display, and it was incredible. So maybe I'll see if I can get our hands on one of those and we can review it, talk about it, and I can even show you. I'll show you on the stream that we actually have one of those as well. So, but yeah, Travis is saying I have them too. I tore up my fingers on the last set. It's awful. It really is. Especially depending on like if you're using that dark side sleeving, especially the 2 mil stuff. It is rough. It is rough. I'm sleeving right now. Well, I'm sorry. I don't feel your pain. Thank God I don't actually have to do that anymore because, ugh, ugh. Mr. Kalen, what's going on, Mr. Envious Mods? Thanks for being here. You kind of got here right at the very, very end of it, but I'm glad that you're here. I miss you, buddy. I really do. I'm hoping that maybe we can get together sometime soon. Maybe CES so we can see you again, because I miss your beautiful face. I miss it. So, but what we were talking about today, we'll do just a quick recap for Kalen, because he missed it. We talked about pumps, the difference between D5 pump cores and D5 PWMs. We talked about how to set your computer on fire by using a garbage power supply. We talked about Shellback Tech in his awesome for the Alliance build that he's putting together for the Paladin setup, and the custom cables that we did there. And then we talked about a couple of Newegg deals. So, oh no, you didn't really miss a whole hell of a lot. You just, got to miss me babble a whole bunch. So, yeah, CES with a gas mask. Yeah, pretty much gas mask, and the gas tank on the back, some oxygen and stuff like that, and it'd be nice to even see everybody, regardless of what the situation is. So hopefully that will end up working out for us. So, but we'll see. The clean suit. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, well, that will do it for me today. Again, thank you everybody that has joined us. Again, if you have any questions, complaints, concerns, ideas for the show, or anything like that, send them my way. Shoot me a message, send me an email, send me a text message, telegram, instant message, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're happy to have you. And I will talk to you soon. It'll be Friday. Friday will be our next little get together. and we'll talk then. Otherwise, have yourself a wonderful afternoon. Stay safe, stay clean out there, and we will talk to you later.